What is going on, everybody? It is EZ-AllenWrench here. Just wanted to make a quick video about Kaiji Nori basics in Japan. Um, a lot of people been, I've been out in there grinding, doing whatever. A lot of people are asking me a lot of questions that to some of us might be pretty common knowledge, but to other people, that don't have a lot of experience, that might have bought the DLC and, you're level 30, 40, 50, whatever. You're trying to unlock Japan, you want to level up quick. Um, there's a lot of different things that could make your life a hell of a lot easier. So I just wanted to make a quick video and go over a bunch of things to hopefully help some people out and let them pull a little bit less hair out of their head than I did when I first started this. First things first, I just want to go over the setups. I have the Ocean Fury 5.5 and the Raiden Wheel unlocked. Obviously, I'm level 90, but you really don't need those hardcore rods. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's do this. Let's get rid of these, and we'll go to the shop. I think, if I remember right, you get the Ocean Fury 5.9, I want to say. No, you get the Reef Rider 5.5. Yeah, that's what you get. So we'll buy a couple of those. And it's a 159-pound rod. So let's get the correspond. I'm not 100% sure the reel you get. As a matter of fact, let's go over to. Let's look at. What is it? Ocean Packs. Of course, it's not going to let me look at it because I bought it already. Um, you get 159-pound reels. So let's go over. We'll set them up with 159-pound reels. I think I bought two of them, right? Yep. So we'll set them things up with 159-pound reels. And I'm pretty sure. Why won't it let me buy it? I don't want to spend gold, dude. Alright, we'll just, for all intents and purposes, we'll buy a couple of these. So, um, get rid of a bunch of these guys. Go back home. And we'll put these reels on. So basically, this will be just like we bought the DLC. Line, it's a 159-pound rod. We're going to put 154-pound line on it. But big difference is it's going to let us put 894 feet on there, right? Well, that's not really a smart decision because once you start this, you get whatever line they give you, right? If I put all 894 feet on it, it's stressing all of that line out every time I use it. Once that line wears down, I have to throw it away. So why not clip it and use a shorter amount? Because no fish on here is going to take us out to 890 feet, right? I'd say probably 500 foot is more than enough. And how big is this spool? 154, 1,252 feet. I don't know if that's a full spool, but 1,250 feet. That goes 4, 4, 8, and 4 is 12, so it'd be 420 feet of line on there. And I'm be willing to guess that's more than enough. So we'll quick stick 4 and we'll say 430. That works. Put 430 on our next one. And I'm going to explain to you why. Yeah, so then it'll give us also, if you look on the left, it's going to give us a third spool of 415 feet as well. So if we burn one of these up, we got a third one. So we're going to go ahead and set these up. Okay, squid chains. we're going to use shorter squid chains if we can. You know, so there's 8-inch and there's 6-inch. You want to use the 6-inch ones when you're first starting off. I'm not even going to use the Baitcoin ones. I'll just use the regular basic bitch ones. We use a couple squid chains, and this is the important part. When you're going to put trolling octopuses on, you'll notice in the DLC they give you all the way up to a 7.0. Obviously, larger hook, larger fish. You're going to be fighting this thing forever. When you first start, use the smallest one you can. I would prefer using a 3.0. I don't know if you can go into, let's see, trolling octopuses. Do they make Baitcoin ones in a 3.0? They do. They got two Baitcoin ones in a 3.0. I, however, am not going to spend Baitcoins on the better ones. I'll just use the basic bitch ones. It would be pretty advantageous for you to spend the Baitcoins and get the 3.0 ones, and I'll show you why. 3.0, you're going to catch smaller fish, obviously. Smaller fish means that you're going to be able to, A, get them in quicker, B, they're not going to absolutely shred your rod and reel. If they shred your rod and reel, you're going to find yourself going back home, fixing the rod and reel. It's going to cost you an arm and a leg, A, so you're not going to make as much money, and B, you're not going to level up as fast. I'll show you why. So, that being said, we got our license. Let's head over to Kaiji no Ri, or however the hell you pronounce it. Okay. For larger, probably try to increase the size of your bait accordingly. No shit. And hopefully I wasn't an idiot and brought my boat. And I didn't. Sweet. So that's already going to cost us 60 grand. 30 grand to travel each time. Okay. Get rid of this. Put this in there. Alright, we're good to go. Okay. We'll go to a private room or friends only room, whatever. That way we don't got people blowing us up. Okay, so let's hop on our beautiful chariot. I named mine the HMS Dirty Dancer because that's the name of my boat in real life. So we'll hop on here. We'll go out here to sea. And if we're going to want to go for tuna, mainly skipjack, albacore, young bluefin, you know, small yellowfin, small big eye, maybe a striped marlin here or there, but they fight really hard. The name of the game when you're low level and you're trying to move up, you want to get as many of these fish in the boat as possible, and you're not trying to hook up with, you know, a 350-pound whatever it is, marlin, yellowfin, big eye, and you're going to sit there and you're going to fight the thing for literally 15 to 20 minutes real time. And if you fish correctly, I mean, you can get a lot of fish in your boat in 20 minutes real time. Not only are you getting more or the same XP as you are all those small fish versus one big fish, but your wear and tear on your rods is almost zero, and that's huge because when you're small level or you're you know in your 50s, 60s, whatever, you don't have that level capacity to go and replace line, rods, tackle, whatever until you hit mid 80s. So it's going to be very important for us to protect the stuff we have. We got to protect our investment that we bought, and you know we have to make do with what we have. So I'm just going up here. You can see, obviously, shit, wrong button. Everybody does that. Come on, baby. I knew you had it in you. So we're gonna go up here. I got a bunch of marks. You know, when I first started, I was catching different fish, but I mean, really all along this flat up here, where all those marks are from left to right. I mean, really the whole stretch, all the way up to over on the top there. I mean, anywhere where you have like really serious depth contours, you're gonna be able to get fish. So we're just gonna go up here. Looks like we have a southeast wind, and we're fishing up on the north end of the map. So we want to fish whatever way the wind is coming from. We want to fish on the opposite side of the map as that. That's where it's going to yield us the most amount of fish. And as you can see, once we're getting into where the depth contours change, we're already starting to mark fish on our 360 scope over here. So we're going to come up in here, and you notice all these fish. I like to fish right next to a line break like this. So what we'll do is we'll slow right down, and you see we got chances at multiple different species. We got fish everywhere, so this looks like as good a spot as ever, right? We're gonna slow our boat all the way down. I like to do 5%. We're gonna hold our boat all the way to one way steering wise, and I hold my controller stick to the left, hit X. Now our boat's gonna be trolling in a circle. Now, when we look down at our map, what do we see? Of course, it's gonna glitch out, but our boat is moving in a circle. It's not going to show it real time per se, but mm, well, believe me, folks. You you look at the shore. Obviously, we're moving in a circle. I'm going to take this. We have on our rod. We have 159 pounds of drag. On our line, we got 154 pounds. That means we are limited to one click from the top. So make sure we're one click from the top. We're going to cast this thing out, minimum cast. As soon as it hits the water, we're going to put it in the rod holder. Same with the next one. As soon as it hits the water, we're going to put it in the rod holder. So we're trolling, what, 25, 28 feet out, whatever. Now, if you look, you see how your squid chain's a little bit out of the water? Wouldn't hurt to just drop that in just a touch farther. And if you notice, it drops it in an extra 5, 6 feet every time you take it in and out of the rod holder. We got fish all around us. Let me pop my sunglasses on real quick here. We look at our peak time. We're in peak time, so we're doing good. We're gonna sit here. Eventually, we're gonna start hooking up. And I'm gonna show you how fast you can pull these fish out. Now they're 3/0 lures we're using, so hopefully we're not gonna hook up to too many gigantic fish. If we do hook up to a huge fish, you can sit there and fight it if you want, but in all reality, it's going to be way more advantageous for us to just pull these smaller fish in. Now, how long am I hooked up with this fish for? 5 seconds? It's $7,000, 1,200 XP. That's a dog tooth. They don't bring a ton. But it's just, I mean, as you can see, we're a fraction of the time fighting these fish. Especially if you get into a good peak and you get into a good solid area of fish, you're gonna be bringing fish in like it's your freaking job, man. And at the end of the day, your reels are gonna be 98, 97, 99, whatever percent. It's gonna cost you nothing to fix these reels. Now, if I were to put on a heavier reel and I would have max drag a large fish in, it's gonna completely destroy your reel. Your reel gets destroyed. You're talking, God only knows. Oh, I forgot to turn the drag up on that one. You're talking 30, 40, $50,000 worth of money to repair that reel. That's how much the freaking fish is worth that destroyed the reel. So like, you're kind of at a, you're kind of at a lot. Now see, this is a larger fish. We could sit here and fight it if we wanted, but look, we got another one on. Hopefully this other one's smaller. We'll stick that one in there. We'll let that one bobble around on there. We could have been fighting that one for 15 minutes, but guess what? This other one we got, it's probably a quarter or half the size. It's coming in nice and easy, isn't it? It's not taking out 1,000 feet of line. And look at my reel and my rod. 98% on my line, 99% on my reel. And this fish is coming in pretty easily. Not taking out hundreds of yards of line. Bam, Pacific Bluefin. 15 grand, 3,000 XP. In a matter of what? 20 seconds? If that. make sure our other one, get that back up to 30 foot. I mean, this is not rocket science. Looks like we're about to get another bite there. Bam. Please stay on. Nope. But yeah, I mean, like I said, not rocket science. We're using small lures. We're trying to catch as many fish as possible versus only big fish. I mean, yeah, you could stay. There's arguments to be had. You could stay out here, rip 7-0 lures, and you're catching 300-pound fish, but you're fighting them. And if you're not fighting them, you're max dragging the hell out of them. You're ruining your stuff. And when you're a lower level like that, you don't have the resources, nor do you even have the capability to replace this stuff if it breaks or whatever. Luckily, the DLC stuff, anything that's SE Special Edition, if you run that, see on the bottom right there, my reel's 99%. If I run that all the way down to 0 and it breaks, this reel I gotta throw it in the garbage. If it's a SE reel, it won't break. It will let you repair it, but it costs an arm and a leg, man. Oh, let's get this guy in here. Of course, he decides to peace out on us. Put this back out 30 feet. I want to make sure my other one's not max drag. It is. And yeah, I mean, really not too difficult of a strategy. This is not obviously an ideal peak. I mean, we could probably go to, if we go to night, it does work at nighttime as well. We go to nighttime, take our glasses off here so we actually see what we're doing. Turn our lights on. Um, surrounded in fish, like buku fish. Um, yeah, it does not take very long to um, really catch some decent XP and some decent money off of this strategy. I've showed a few people this, and they're like, well, I don't want to be catching these small fish. I'm like, dude, you're level 40, you're level 50, you're level 60, like 10 to 20,000 XP per fish is a huge number of XP. I mean, unless you're at the catching Nile perch or you're catching tiger fish, like there's no other fish in this game that are remotely close to this amount of XP. And you can get these fish at like a huge clip versus what it's going to take you to reel in a Nile perch, unless you're on your boat and you really know what you're doing. And you see this, boom, boom, another one. Especially if you get a good peak like this, it's back to back to back to back. It's like another fish. And you can tell when he doesn't put his left hand up on the top of the rod there, it's not a super substantial fish that you're gonna have to fight for an hour. I mean, we've been in here what, a few minutes. I already got 400 pounds, 350 pounds of fish. This one's probably another 50, 60, 115 pounds. We got 500 pounds of fish. I guarantee you, with your lower level gear, you hook onto one good sized fish, you're gonna be fighting that bitch for God knows how. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's do it. I'll throw on a bigger squid chain, which they give you. I'll throw on a larger octopus, and we'll show you. Let's see. Our first fish, well, early morning. I was gonna try and give you a time frame to see how long we've been fishing. I mean, you can look in the video. For shits and giggles, let's put a larger squid chain on this one. So we'll put the large squid chain on, and we will put a plug on here. Put a 10-0 plug on. See if something will come and take this bitch for a ride. Hopefully I got enough line on this thing. We'll do what we can though. And you know what? Just be safe. I don't know. Catching a giant fish with only 400 foot of line. 643 feet. Yeah, it's more than 430. what is that? 146 pound. We got 159. Is that 153? Yeah, that works. We'll just put the whole spool on there. I don't use it anyways. Okay. So we got 160 pound line. We got more than enough line to see if I'm gonna set an alarm, or I'm gonna set a timer when I catch a nice fish. I know it's a nice fish. We'll see how long it takes me to get it in. We can get the small ones going off like crazy. Can't hook up though. Of course, now that we put a plug and a big squid chain, we're not gonna get a huge fish. Yeah, they're all around us. Maybe we could do a little bit of a fish dance. Oh. This one might be large. Hey Siri, start a timer, please.
For how long?
An hour.
1 hour, starting now.
Okay. Now let's see just how long it takes us to get this fish in. How much XP and how much money do we really get from this fish? And then what we'll do is we'll compare and we'll put on our 3-aughts or our 4-aughts again, and we'll see just how much XP and how much money we get fishing that exact same time frame but with smaller lures. And remember too, I can max drag. I can pull this fish in a little bit more, but I don't want to destroy my equipment because, like I said in the beginning, we're limited as to the amount of equipment we get from this DLC. You know what I mean? We can't possibly um, re-up our stuff. You know, we can't buy more line. We can't buy a heavier and more. Oh, he's running at us. Looks like it's gonna be a marlin. So I might want to actually stop my boat. What the hell is going on there? You see that? Looks like the tilt-a-whirl in midair there. My other rod right there. What is that? 122 foot. Oh, he's coming in nice. It's probably a small one. I'd love to know what's going on there. And we're gonna actually stop the boat. Come on. Hopefully it's a little bit easier for us to get them in. But yeah, I mean, I'm new to the YouTube thing. I'm actually on leave from work right now, and I play this game quite a bit. I try to get on and help people out. You know, I've got a lot of information from a lot of different people that I've met playing this game, and it's made things a lot easier for me, and it's made the game a lot more enjoyable too. For, you know, for a free game, this game really does kick butt, man. I like it. The community is, you know, you get a couple turds in the punch bowl, just like anything else. But you know, I've met some really cool people, and for the most part, everybody that plays this game really is pretty cool. I suffer from anxiety. You know, I get random spells of panic. It's something that helps relax me. And you know, the fishing planet population and player game base has been growing pretty big, especially since they released this new DLC. So I thought, what the heck, you know, I'll make a YouTube channel, try and help some people out. So yeah, you know, feel free to, you know, post video ideas in the comments. You know, I'm not exactly a professional, but I've spent enough time on this game to be pretty proficient at most things. And a few of my club mates really are super OG, like really good guys, and um, I'm sure some of them guys wouldn't mind helping you out as well. I mean, just like every other club, we got our secret info, and we try and compete well in tournaments and competitions and stuff. But that being said, we're not opposed to giving new players some help and maybe making your life a little bit easier. So yeah, and the other thing too is I've heard a lot of people, oh, I got these crappy rods that I got off the DLC. Like I hook onto these gigantic fish and they spool me and there's no way I can get this thing in. What am I doing wrong? And I'm like, dude, you can get it in. It's just going to take you a while. Don't put your thing on max drag. Let the rod and the reel do the work, So, and if you take notice right now, we're at what 99% life expectancy left on our line, 98 on our rod, and 98 on our reel. If I were to max drag, if I were to turn this drag all the way up to max, watch how fast my reel will drop as soon as this fish pulls hard. Look at boom, 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 drop, 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 drop. Already 90%. I gained nothing. So let the fish tire out. Don't put your reel up to max drag unless you absolutely have to for some reason if you need to get that fish in. But yeah, we're just gonna sit here and we're gonna do what everybody else thinks is the best way to do this. So let's see. Hey Siri, what's my timer at?
There's a timer with about 55 minutes left.
So we're already 5 minutes into this fight, 5 minutes and change, because I didn't exactly tell her to start the timer um, as soon as I hooked up. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's very much of an end in sight either, unfortunately. I gain on him a little bit. He takes 10, 15 foot back out from me. So, and that doesn't mean he doesn't have any wild hairs up his keister yet. And just turn around and just rip 50 or 100 foot off because y'all know they do that. He definitely changed the bite mechanic too. I mean, or the fighting mechanic. You used to be able to troll 15, 20 feet up behind the back of your boat, keep your thing on max drag, and as soon as the fish hit, you just rip them in. I think they got smart to that and changed it, obviously, but it is what it is. So looks like he's starting to come in a little bit. We had something start up there, some kind of competition starting. Come on, baby. Don't make me fight you for 10 minutes. Jesus, give me some sort of fighting chance here. Mingia. Come on. You're tired. You're very, very tired. He's not tired. He's not really running at us back and forth. You could tell a lot of times you hook a real nice one and it just runs straight at you and you're having trouble keeping line tension. That's usually a telltale sign of a marlin. If I had to guess, this is probably like a unique big eye tuna or a unique yellowfin or maybe a trophy bluefin. But with this lighter tackle, it's difficult to tell because for the past, I don't know, 300 in-game hours, I've been using those more hardcore 5.5 reef riders. They're 200-pound rods, so that thing, one click down from drag is about like this thing max drag. So this might not even be that huge of a fish, and it's still fatiguing us, which would obviously go to show you what it would be like if we had a huge uni on here. But maybe it is a huge uni. Looks like he's. Come on. I'm doing everything I can here. I'm going back and forth. I'm pulling. I'm pushing. I'm pumping. Looks like he's getting close. It's like a yellowfin. All right, unique yellowfin, 389 pounds. Hey Siri, what's our timer at?
There's a timer with about
Okay, so
52
that
minutes
that
left.
took us about 8 minutes fighting to get that fish in. We made 60,000 XP. We made 71 grand. Um, yeah, another competition started. So why don't we? Let's see here. We'll switch our stuff back. Hmm, we'll go back to a smaller squid chain. We'll go to a 3.0 or a 4.0, smaller octopus. Come on. And why don't we use... Do I even have any 4.0s? Am I stupid? Did I go buy them? Yeah, 4.0 octopus. We'll use a 3.0 and a 4.0. I think you have access to both of those. So one's a 3.0, one's a 4.0. Perfect. And we'll cast both of these out. And what was our goal we were shooting for? Be $71,000, 60,000 XP, $70,000. So fire our boat back up. Let's send it. Looks like we're still in the Bermuda Triangle of fish here. So get back over on that. Also, another tip is your boat will go 12 knots in reverse. It'll only go like 6 or 7 in forward. So if you want to move somewhere quick, just go in reverse. We'll get ourselves right on the edge there, like I like to do, 5 mile an hour, and we'll troll in a circle right on the edge of a contour. And let's go, see what we can get here. And this does work, obviously, daytime, nighttime. I just, I seen on there that we were at a really good peak, a nighttime peak, so I figured let's go. Just want to make sure we're at, yep, neither of these are at max drag. Looks like we got fish on both of them. Hey Siri, start a timer, please.
For how long?
8 minutes.
8 minutes starting now.
Alright, so our first one, 8,000 and 18,000. Second one, 500, 2,000. Don't want to have that on max drag. Looks like we got another fish on. Nope. We got 8,000. Nope. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. We're gonna have to do the fish dance here, get some fish to bite. Apparently, now that we're trying to compare differences in times, we're not gonna have any bites. Beautiful. Oh, there we go. Hopefully he stays on. There we go. Now we need another one to bite while we're reeling this guy in. You know, 7,000, 4,000. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. And if you don't want to do this for tuna, I mean, there's plenty of other spots you can do this kind of fishing too. You can you can fish for greater amberjack, Japanese amberjack. You can fish for giant trevally. You can fish for grouper. I mean, you can do all sorts of other stuff on this map. Obviously, there's tons of fish everywhere. It looks like this is a little bit bigger fish, but it doesn't quite look like this is a unique. So I don't know if we should try and fight them or whatnot. We can throw our max drag up if you want, just to get them turned around. But it doesn't look like it's going to make much of a difference, so we'll just let him stay on there. Hopefully he'll pop off due to line tension while we're fighting this other fish. We'll continue getting our regular size fish in. Oh, somebody's calling me here. Perfect, fish escaped. Bam. And every time you get a trophy, skipjack or albacore or whatever, I mean, that's freaking bonus points. Some things are worth even more money. Get this guy reeled back up. 30, 40 feet. There we go. Looks like we still got fish around us, hopefully. Yep. Anytime now, boys. Also, when you get a fish like this, where you're holding on to just the reel, you can max drag this fish in, and it will not really do anything to your reel. It will come in faster. See that? Because the fish is not super heavy, it's not going to really torch your reel. So that's another added benefit. I mean, sometimes when you get a fish in where he's just holding the reel, it will be a little bit heavier, and the max dragon might, do a little bit. Watch, as soon as he's done pulling, max drag, and watch how fast he comes in. Now, mind you, we were at 87 when we turned that max drag on. Look at our max drag, gets him in nice and quick, and because that fish doesn't weigh a lot, it's not going to really tear our reel down too much. That 87, that 13 damage was from a nice unique skipjack. Just make sure you turn that drag down one click before you put it back in the water. Looks like we've got about 3 minutes and change left. I'll keep track. I'll throw it in the comments section of this video, or I'll throw it in the description of um, how many dollars and how many XP we gained in 8 minutes doing it this way versus 8 minutes doing it the other way. But definitely a great way for you to make huge money, more money than you make in the game anywhere else other than Nile perch fishing, and you'll level up at an exponentially fast level. And you're out here, you can do this anywhere you mark a bunch of fish. Doesn't have to be tuna. You know what I mean? You could throw a pilker on one rod, and you could throw a bucktail on the other rod, and you could get yourself into some amberjack. You get yourself into some giant trevally. You get yourself into some narrow-barred mackerel. Get yourself into some dogtooth. I mean, those fish all pay really well too. Not quite as well as the tuna, but also that being said, you can bring them in a little bit faster, and there generally tends to be more of them in a concentrated area. So, I mean, dollar for dollar, pound for pound. I don't know really what the. Oh, looks like we got a two-hander here, and you can also tell if this thing stops ripping line out and it starts being able to be fought normal. A lot of times, just by feel, on a smaller lure like that, the fish isn't going to be giant. You can turn that max drag on, and you can pull that fish in, and just watch. Make sure your reel doesn't go up and stay in the red and really burn that reel down. And we started at 84. Let's see. It's starting to burn it down. So can we get him in without burning 25, 30% of our reel? And now look at him. He's starting to come in. We're at 84. We only burned 10% of our reel down by max dragging. Let's see what we got here. Striped marlin, 300 or $33,000, 7,000 XP on that bitch. Looks like we got about a minute left, so hopefully we get another fish or two. I remember this is only a 3/0 and a 4/0 hook. We're not throwing anything gigantic by any means. Just because you're throwing a small hook doesn't mean you're not going to occasionally hook onto a huge one. I caught a 460-pound bluefin the other day, and it's like, Jesus Christ, what the hell was I using? I looked, and it was a 3/0 trolling octopus, and it was the yellow one. It was the regular cash one. It wasn't even a bait coin one, so. It's not set in stone that you're going to catch smaller fish doing it this way, but your definitely average fish you catch is going to be much smaller than, you know, the 7.0 or the 10.0 plug or whatever. Look at that bluefin, 24,000, 6,000 XP. Thing came in about 4 seconds. And we still got, oh, there we go. There's our timer. So we're going to stop our timer. I'll go ahead and reel in here. We'll end the video. And, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, if you want to know more about the stuff I'm using, if you want some marks, like I said, I mean, these marks, where I'm fishing right now, I'll drop a mark right here. I don't even care here. Switch mode, switch mode. Bam. There's our last mark right there. Negative 17 by 3178. So, yeah. And as you can see there, it was actually showing us going backwards in circles there. So, and I mean, you can all up and down this, all down this. I mean, you can see where I got marks where I've caught fish, but it's very heavily dependent on, there's that money mile that Scuba Dave talks about. All this up here, all this over here, all this down here. I'm sure you got fish on here. It's all heavily dependent on which way the wind's blowing. So right now it says from the southeast, right? So we go south and we go east. So the wind is coming from this direction, which, look where we're fishing. We're fishing on the northwest corner of the island. So if you were to back this thing out all the way, you look at this whole map, you see how we got four quadrants: top left, top right, bottom left. The wind is coming from the southeast, so it's the bottom right corner. Anything in the top left quadrant is going to be good fishing. You know what I mean? Now we fast forward our time. Say we're going to go here tonight too, northwest, right? Okay. So now we go take our thing out. We do what we just did again. Wind is coming from the northwest, which is coming from the quadrant that we are in right now. So if we fish in the bottom right quadrant, which would be the southeast down here, let me fast travel over to one of these real quick, and we'll see if we got a lot of fish popping up over there. Now let's quick look at our thing here. Look, we got no fish. I wonder why that is, because the wind changed. So now we'll fast travel down there. Hopefully, oops, maybe if I could hit the right button here. It's my first day on PlayStation. Mingia. Navigation buoy. We'll fast travel down there. And we'll look at any of these contours down here. And again, look where we're at right now. Look at all them fish. And we'll go up. We'll follow this contour line. Look at all these fish. You follow these contours, you're going to stay in these fish. And you get a pretty easy, you say, okay, look at that, about that shade length, or that shade, that depth pattern. What are we at? 250 feet. We start going out and it's way deeper, we're going to lose fish. We start going in way shallower, we're going to lose fish. But if we stay on that 250-foot contour line, I guarantee you all the way up there, we're gonna see fish, and you're gonna be able to do damage just like we did earlier all the way up that line. So, so yeah, questions, comments, concerns, throw it in the comments. Yeah, good luck, everybody, and I hope this helps you even a little bit, even if it helps one person. That's sweet. So take her easy, all right? We'll see you.